All right, cousin Tone. The doctor is in the building. Our next guest is a collecting connoisseur who has a PhD in hobbyology. He's the epitome of an entrepreneur with more projects than I can count. So let's welcome to the show Daryl Garner, aka Dr. Collectible. What's up, brother? Welcome to the Cousins Collectibles podcast, man.
Appreciate it. Yo, I'm happy to be here. It's been a minute, been watching y'all for a while and to actually, be able to be on the show, yo. I thought this was cool, man. For real.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we definitely appreciate you coming on. We've been peeping you, you know. I've been seeing your things. There's a lot of things that I've been looking at through your Instagram, especially the Stranger Things, which really caught my eye. I seen you went and you headed up to one of those spots that they had the whole Stranger Things set up, which is pretty cool, which is something I wanted to do. But yeah, but listen, bro, I need to know your background, where you're from, and basically your hobby origin story, how it all came down, man.
Well, I'm originally from East St. Louis, Illinois. I moved down to Atlanta about 11 years ago. Been about 10, 11 years now. And it started off with just my general, what I'm saying, perception getting into the hobby. To make it all quick and like to sum it up, my dad, he collects a lot of cards growing up. I played sports and I also played video games. That's what I love to do. He tried to get me into cars, but it was more like into cleaning cars, things of that nature.
Mhm.
I didn't get into it as much, but I like collecting. That's the one thing. And he taught me how to clean as well. So from there, years go by and I'm chilling and I told you I'm into video games. So
Yeah.
at this I buy a Xbox Series X for about $550 when it first came out. 6 months in, I'm playing it, really not doing much, just playing around, sitting, like not making money. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing with this. So at this point, cars are like booming. And at this time, I'm looking and I'm scoping the landscape. So at this time, I sell my Xbox on eBay for 1,200.
Wow.
It was kind of rare for them to come out. So I sell it. Took $900 of that and bought a Kobe Bryant, I believe it was 2001 Fab Floor Auto. Bought on eBay and I looked at it, it was like two or three of them online. And I seen that and I was like, that looked the best. Bought that, sent it to Golden, talked to Golden, was like, yo, I'm gonna send this to y'all. It's like, okay, let's get it graded. Came back a PSA 10, still pop one.
Ooh.
So from there, came back 3,700. And from there, it was a wrap. I started clothing. I started investing into myself, started after school program, dealing with kids and, teach about sports card, things of that nature. But then also, I invested in myself, partnerships and knowing how to move the right way. So like that's like just like how my origin story and kind of how like I got into the hobby. But
Yeah.
yeah, off with my favorite player, Kobe Bryant, Fab Floor 2001 Gold Auto.
Huh.
Yes. And,
So,
and I want to say this.
yeah.
I never got to touch the car, so
Wow. So it went right to golden.
yeah, it went straight. Yeah, I never touched after it got graded, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But you had the eye. So there was three of them on there, but you picked the one that obviously was gonna gem. So would you say you got that from your father then?
yeah, man. When it came to cleaning cars, that's why I started coming like as Doctor Collectible, cause
Yeah.
when that I was like, okay, I know I can spot out a PSA 10. Now the auto was kind of rough, but like I said, the car got an actual 10 on it, so it became a pop one. So for me, I was like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing now.
That's dope. So I know where to go when I need my cars looked at, clean. I gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah, bro.
Because that's one thing I am not good at. I think I'll know something. Oh, that's got to be a Gem Mint 10. It'll come back like a 7 or an 8. I'm like, ah. So, some people got that eye, so I appreciate that, man. And I think that's dope, though. So your dad, when he got you into it, he was trying to get you to do the cleaning and stuff, and you just want to do the collecting.
Yeah, he I was more into like collecting with him, like when he got me into the car things of nature. Collecting, yes, and then I started collecting like everything else that I ever had for video games, things that nature,
Yeah.
cards and so forth. But yeah, my pops definitely was the one to be like, yo, get into sports cars.
Yeah.
And still had them cars like 20 to 25 years later. Like, I'm looking like, wow, and kept them in mint condition. And the crazy part about it, I got with my dad and I drove 500 miles from Atlanta to East St. Louis to grab them cars that he had and help sell them on eBay. I just knew I didn't want to get them sent through the mail.
Yeah. That makes
Mm.
sense. Yeah. I mean, I'm a mailman. I would say you could do that, but I don't even trust them dudes. I'm still waiting for a Joe Montana auto that was sent to me back in November. It still hasn't come through. So it was a gift from an individual that I won a contest, and I'm just like shaking my head. It's like, man, come on, man. You gotta do better than that, USPS.
Those are your peoples, man.
Yeah, I even put the
Hey,
complaint and everything.
hey, I'm an Eagles fan too, so
Okay.
Hey, let's go.
go back since McNabb. It was around my time I really started watching like football.
There you go.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. So I want to talk to you about Car Shop Live because I know that you have something going on with them. So what do you do on what do you currently do on the platform, and what are some of your goals going forward with that?
So what I do on the platform, I start got into a partnership, and then and what happened was, how should I say? I came in and I showed them my expertise on what I do,
Hmm.
or as testing out the waters or talking about apps, putting my face out there and things of that nature, and whatever it was, talking about collectibles. So from there, I want to say I end up getting my own show called On Deck, which I talk about every week. It's a weekly show that I have come out usually on Mondays, and when it drops, I talk about each hobby box that's coming out every week. Whether if it's tops, um,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, either like I want to say, yeah, let's say go for tops, panini, anything of that nature. Um, I'm on it and
Gotcha.
checking it out, and it's help from Geo Breaks, which he's also powered. He powers the show and whatnot, and he gets me hipped on weekly cards and things of that nature. And I go out there and I articulate it to the audience, and it works.
Yeah.
That's dope. So how much research do you have to do? Because there's a lot of product dropping all the time. So how involved does that get?
I'm involved all the time. The thing is that I get the product and I sit there and I analyze it, and usually I want to have people that's interested in cars. I usually speak out and ask them their thoughts, and I would love to add it to the show. And I go for people that's really into the product.
Yeah.
Well, I believe it was like 2022 Immaculate WWE had recently
Mhm.
came. So I knew some people that I follow and people that I know that's into WWE, I knew to ask them and get their taste on certain cards. So I get a lot of information from the people that I actually ask. I'm just knowing to analyze and the situation and knowing to reach out and seeing exactly who are the right people to reach on each product and each card.
I
Okay.
got you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess yeah. If you're gonna go, if you want to know something, go to the people that collect it. They're gonna be the ones that will be all
Yeah.
concentrating on it. Because I mean, if you need to know anything about Stranger Things, ask my man over here. I think that's
Oh,
that's all the odds is. He's deep into that world. So now, what going forward? What do you think the show is gonna look like? Is it always gonna be like that? Like what's coming out new? Or do you see yourself do you guys like open products, sell like what there's anything else that goes on with that?
so the good thing is all the product that I talk about, guys like Geo Breaks and Celebrity Car Breaks and many others that are on the app, they're breaking this product. So the product that I'm actually talking about, everyone on the app is actually breaking. So when people go on the app, they anticipating, these certain products that I'm actually talking about on the show, which goes hand in hand. And the other good thing about it, like not even that, but we've been talking about other ideas and knowing how to move forward. Whether it's me going to different shows, like I did my last show, episode 8. at Collecticon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, just adding on to the flavor, me being able to move around things in nature and adding on more to the show, which is pretty good for the future. But I do want to give a special shout out to Slab Strong, Tim.
Yeah.
He the one who actually got me in place and was like, "Yo, I believe in your talent, man. You dope. I love your content. Let me get you to, you know what I'm saying, right people and get you an opportunity." And I thought that was pretty cool of him. And that's how that kind of had all started for me.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
that's
always
dope.
good when somebody like that, they're an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur as well, so he was able to look back and see you doing your thing, and then he gave you that opportunity, which I think is dope. Now, the guys, is that Sports Card Nonsense? Did he sell that? The dude from Sports Card Nonsense, from Geo Breaks, is he
Uh
still part of that?
yeah, sport card nonsense. I believe you talking about Mike.
Mike Giuseppe.
Yeah, he's definitely a part of Card Shop Live. He's definitely behind it. And one actually I listen to his podcast as well, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I would say is that I seen it on the Card Shop Live app, which got me really in tuned into it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's pretty cool where they cater to everyone. I mean,
Mhm.
whether if it's sports cards, I mean, I seen spots where it said NFTs, vintage items, like everything that you can pretty much imagine is pretty much going on there. And I thought that was pretty dope as well when I first got into the app.
Right. That's pretty dope, man. Now, aside from the Card Shop Live, you also dabble in the show circuit. So there's two shows that we're particularly interested in, that we wish we could have attended. The first is Culture Collision. We know that's a dope show that I think they already had it twice, right? So far.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. And that's in Atlanta. So I want you to talk about
Oh,
that.
3 times.
Is it three?
It's been
Oh,
three, I think,
Oh,
yeah,
three. Okay.
third show. One of
Got
okay.
you. And then the other one is a toy and pop culture collector, which I'm super interested in, which
Mhm.
be the Collecticon that you just obviously just mentioned. So talk to us about each show and what makes them like can't miss events, man.
So, well, all right, with Culture Collision, that was my first show. I went to the first show. I didn't make the second, but I made the third. The first show, I would say this: it was a cool experience, and it was an unbelievable experience for me because that was the first time I came out wearing a doctor's jacket, things of that nature, got straight in my element. Um, and I thought that was cool. And the whole show in general, I learned so much from people like Wiz the Collector. I talk about him a lot, man. When I first came to him, me and my friend, we came to him about it was a Kobe Bryant. No, it was a Kevin. It was a yeah, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, Don Russ Otto, and this was when he was with the Warriors. Thing was that when I came to him, I'm like, yeah, we look for things of that nature. And he taught me about the game, was like, yo, that is a nice card. But the thing is, it ain't desirable. And what we mean by desirable is that when you look at it, you think about flawless. You know, you start thinking about things like that and what can last a long time. So for me, I learned a lot from going to that first show and just learn about different products and what could stand the tales of time, when it comes to different products and you're looking at autos. Now, Collecticon, out of body experience. I'm talking about you're not yourself. Like that's the place where you put on the doctor jacket and you go in full force like a doctor. And that is like people dress up. I interviewed a lot of people. The culture was definitely different. You talking about anime? I want to say it was maybe about 10 booths, maybe 15 booths where it came to like sports card. Everything else was Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. You really had to be in the game. One Piece. If you really into anime and things of that nature, you would definitely would be hip. And like I say, everybody dressed in costumes. I interviewed this little boy. He looked just like Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. Whole outfit and everything. I thought that was cool, man. So for me, it was that outer body experience. Like, you come in like you're not yourself. It's like Halloween all over again.
Yeah. I love
That's
that. I love that about, when I go to a toy show and they have the cosplay and everybody just gets into the characters. I just think it's so dope. So I remember the first time I went with Tony to a toy, convention, and we're they're over there trying to look at the stuff, and I'm just looking at everybody else. And Tony's like, "Yo, you need to come over here." I'm like, "Chill, yo. I just want to soak this all in." Like you said, you're in your element. I wish I would have been dressed up, like something. It's just that vibe that came off, and it was like totally different because right next door they had the Philly card show. So they were right next to each other, but the vibes were so different between each other. So it was really on and popping when you got into that toy show, that whole vibe.
That's dope, man.
you've been pumping that cosplay thing for a minute, bro. You want to see that at a sports card show? Maybe one day. Yeah, you'll get that. But the one thing I want to say about Wiz, man, that's awesome. That he just like he didn't really. Did he really know you before that? Or kind of just like.
I I followed him. It was more like I followed him, Prism God,
Mhm.
um, didn't flip it. Like, like I was following them for a little minute, and that's what made me go out to Coach Collision when I first came across them.
Gotcha.
Talk about sports car. I'm like, I want to talk to them. They was very knowledgeable, and
Mhm.
it was straight up.
Yeah.
Um, this, like I say, it's all about the culture. You're gonna get shoes, you're gonna get paintings, you're gonna get artwork, you're gonna get guys that's selling card art, sneakers. I mean, everything is going to be there, and it's like a party, man. DJ
Yeah.
is a different event.
That's awesome. That's like I said, that it's awesome that so you guys didn't really know each other personally, but he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna teach you what I know so that you can better yourself in the hobby." A lot of times you run into people who aren't as willing, and you got to find out the hard way. You would have bought that card or whatever, and you
Mm,
might have had a bad experience. For him to take you, hey, look, listen, man, let me school you to what people are really looking for. That, bro, you can't put a price on that, man, because that's dude. You could have went like again, you could have had a really bad hobby experience and you'd been done.
bingo.
You know,
That's like it's like 3 years later, and I'm still cool with him.
yeah,
Like, yo, what's good? What's up? You know, Became a cool friend, man. So from there, it's like, yeah, definitely learning from
yeah,
people like him. You
Yeah.
know,
yeah.
So
That
I know you said you played sports. Did you get on the basketball court down there?
yeah, I played basketball and I ran track. Ran
Oh,
track. Yeah, that was my thing, man. Growing that and far as that, with far as growing up, but like when I definitely got on the court, I played on the 3-on-3, tournament. That was pretty cool. I didn't get first place, nothing like that. I actually played for third. It was like I want to say it was maybe like 8 or 10 teams, something like that. So me to go for like third place and
yeah,
lost third place, but I mean to make it there and I haven't played, ball in a while. It was pretty.
yeah. Yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
how Tony and I can ball a little bit, so, I could picture us trying to go out there and, it's been like 10 years since we touched the
About to
ball.
say, bro, the next morning I'm not getting out of bed, bro, and then I got to hear my wife be like, "I told you not to be doing that," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I
So
hear
you weren't part of that, what was it, the Santiago and Sea Blaze?
you."
There for that event. I think it was maybe like he count guess. I actually caught Prism Guy at the end of the show. He was like, "Yo, come to the event." Boom, all right, bet. Gave my info. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say it was security there, everything. Like it was pretty like close cut, but it was cool for him because he was able to capture that event. And yeah, that I seen it live. I want to say, yo, they was going at the whole game. But, I ain't gonna lie. He was catching. He tried to hit like I don't know, it was the game winner or the one to tie. But yeah, definitely when that footage come out, like the whole game, I'm pretty sure President Guy and Coach Clear is gonna put it out there, y'all.
That's wild, man. Well, thankfully it didn't escalate past that, and the hobby had a good laugh at it, as I guess you could say. But hopefully them guys squash whatever beef they got, and just keep it moving forward. But I gotta ask you, man, about your boy PSA Poppy.
Yeah.
You guys, from talking to collectors and vendors to getting them to dance with you, like it looks like you guys are having a blast at the show. So just talk to us about that relationship, and in general, how having fun at shows is something that we should take the time to do, because a lot of times we're worried about getting the right price or getting the right deal, and you miss. It's like a show. It's a happening. So, and it looks, you guys are having you guys got people dancing and everything.
Yeah, man. That's my guy, man. Been knowing him for years now. Since I moved to Atlanta, and came through him, like, he does photography, things of that nature. So I thought that was pretty cool. Linked up with him with one of my friends, which also a partner of mine. He go by Don or whatnot. I met him through Don.
Okay.
So, we all connect, things of that nature. And like I said, I've been knowing him for years, and now it's like, he always been to collectibles, things of that nature. And now we go to shows, we make content. It's pretty easy. Like I said, we already cool, so the flow and the content just works so good, man. And seeing people dance, like, one day it was like, yo, and come with the hobby stuff, and I'm like, all right, bet. And I already dance a little bit, from my background, so it's like, boom, let's do this, do that, do that. Did it at Day Sports Card first, and after that, start catching waves, start doing it at shows, and now, like I said, Collecticon, people was interested. I'm like, yo, let me hit that with y'all. So yeah, it's been a vibe, man. It's been a vibe. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, no, it looks cool. Like, again, it's not always got to be so serious at the shows. And like I said, I mean, the vibe at a toy show is definitely a lot different than it is at a card show.
But
Um, you
uh,
know,
one thing I do want to say, it's crazy because earlier I seen Jeff was from was it I think I seen him on his Instagram earlier talking about this. It was Jeff Wilson, and he was talking about how to bring fun back to the hobby. And
mhm,
I thought that was so cool of him to say that, because that's what we're trying to bring to the hobby. We want people to have fun. We want people to step out. I want to bring my friends, bring somebody that never had that experience, and to have the experience and maybe able to want to get into it and show others about it.
yeah.
So I thought that was cool. I seen that earlier, and I'm like, yo, that's definitely something that I'm trying to bring to the hobby for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Because it could be intimidating. Somebody who has no idea, they walk into the room and there's some price tags on there. People are going to get sticker shock. Where if there's something else going on that can kind of get them to feel good, get them acclimated to the room, and then maybe, ease them into the sports cards. But
Yeah,
I know there's some people that don't really vibe with that, but as a whole, I think the hobby culture is changing. We can see it. We can see a lot of stuff that the way people used to collect is not the way people are collecting now, and then and not the way they're going to collect in the future. So to just have fun, and you don't got to be all crazy dancing on top of people's cases, but it's all good if you want to, do a little electric slide down the aisle or whatever.
There you go. There you go.
Heck, uh,
Yeah. So
Nothing wrong
Oz,
with that.
the next time we're at a show together, I don't know if you know, but Oz can get down a little bit. You might have to get on that little
We'll
two
see.
step there.
I got to practice a little bit, little rusty, but I'll see what I can do. So now we was looking at your IG profile, and it says you collect the following. We're talking trading cards, comics, video games, and toys. So I want to kind of go through each subject and let me know what your favorite item in that particular category. So let's start with trading cards. Like, what's your favorite thing when it comes to sports cards or even trading cards in general?
Sports cards, trading cards. First thing with me, a big fan of Kobe. I like collecting Kobe in general. I've been like building a Pop One collection, things of that nature, from like his autographs and stuff. So, and from there, Pokemon definitely. Charizard, Pikachu, everything from there. Like, I'm definitely a big fan of that. So when it comes to, I want to say, sports card, definitely I like collecting Kobe in general. That's top tier. And like I say, trading cards, Pokemon.
Gotcha.
Dude, before you get to the next one, that Pokemon, bro, that is bro. I was just at a show in New York, Jersey a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of Pokemon there, man. That's just a different. I'm a little too old for that. Like, I didn't grow up on that. That was kind of, but bro, the Pokemon, the thump, it is wild. And today, our boy, shout out Craig, New York City Sports Car, sent us a chart of the cards that have been graded in the past, what is it, month or something like that.
Yeah.
Bro, it's not even close. Pokemon's like 3-1, 4-1, something like that, some crazy number. Like, man, that's heavy, man. Because like you don't, them guys never get hurt, none of
Yeah.
that stuff. So like it's
Yeah, the value is like continuously either going up or it stays steady. I just never seen no fail in Pokemon, and the fan base. It's like a what I call is a cult fan base. They support. Like okay, you might see some people dress up like Kobe Bryant or like Michael Jordan at a trade show. You know, a little bit, but people are going out dressed like Pikachu.
Yeah.
It ain't it ain't no games with them. Like they come out having fun, and it's like I say, it's a dope experience. So for that, yeah, Pokemon got like a cult following for sure.
Yeah,
mm,
that's a whole nother world, man. You
yeah,
know, and it's just amazing when you see the numbers and you just get blown away because we always get tunnel vision when it comes to the hobby, and we think it's just all sports, baseball, basketball, some football, and then you realize when you step out a little bit, Pokemon, and you have other things like Stranger Things or other avenues when it comes to non-sports. So that's pretty dope. So let's talk about some comics that you're rocking with.
All right, so yeah, DC Marvel. My favorite, I want to say character is probably Green Lantern. I collect a lot. But my personal collection, something I've been building for years because I would been anticipating this when it came to Marvel. I've been building the collection of the Secret Wars. I'm missing like a few issues, but I almost got like the whole collection. And I'm like, why not start getting it now? Start catching it for the low. Like maybe flip it for the highs, the whole collection together. So,
Yeah.
been thinking about that. But yeah, Marvel definitely and DC, like I say, definitely top tier for me when it comes to comics. So,
Nice. Now we got video games.
hmm video games, I'm collecting everything. That right there. Actually, I want to show y'all this. Hold on, let me get this right because I want to show y'all this. I have a handheld Game Boy. It's called the Super Boy.
Huh.
This here, you can play Super Nintendo games on it
Oh.
on the go.
what?
Put in
Oh
that
wow.
clock. You already know. On.
Wow, that's fire. Can
Ooh.
we still get those?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I want to say it's rare to find them.
Yeah.
Come across them every once in a while. I actually came across this like years ago from a guy that was actually in Atlanta with one, and he was the only one with it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
vibe.
I ain't never seen one of those.
That's fire, man.
Yeah, that's one. That's one that I definitely keep. Suit like I say, Nintendo, anything,
Mhm.
Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. I didn't have like GameCube. That was different for me. I didn't have GameCube, but like when it came to games in general, I'm collecting everything for sure. Even if I ain't got my hands on, I'm collecting
That's fire.
Nice. And lastly, toys.
toys. So I do collect toys. Whether it's like action figures or something like that of like, it might be even like a piece of like who I have. I think I got a piece of Barry Bonds. Um, I think they was like called like them starting
Mhm.
line. Yeah, yeah. I got a lot of them, but when I definitely talk about toys, some of them would be like, for example, um, I have every card. I'm gonna say this from, and all right, I'm gonna say this from. I think from the start of Iron Man, maybe Iron Man 2. I have every ticket that I went to every movie for every movie that I went to, and I plan on collecting them and send them to PSA to get graded. Come back and have a whole collection from the
Nice.
time. I don't think I got one. If I can maybe find that or something like that, but
Yeah.
that's something that I definitely do when I talk about toys. I also have like a sealed um iPhone 1 and all this stuff's like at my mom crib. You know what I mean? Like stuff
Yeah.
I really don't want to have at home and have in the same place. And yes, I keep it all at mom crib because, like I said, it's still there. So everything from that, yeah. When I talk about toys, it's a whole bunch of stuff, man.
Yeah. That's funny you had the iPhone 1. I think we were just watching Jeremy Lee. He was doing like a toy auction and they had the Apple
Yep.
phone which was going for a crazy amount sealed. So you sitting on a nice little gold mine there.
Isn't it crazy, man? The stuff that we just toss to the side and it just people now are paying crazy money for it,
Yeah.
man.
Had all that stuff growing up and it was just like, as soon
Exactly.
as you're done with it.
Crazy.
And
So
even VHSs are like going crazy.
yeah, yeah. It's just all that people just chasing. It's always about chasing that nostalgia, man. But I gotta ask both of you guys because I want both of you guys' opinions on this.
Hmm.
So Tops at the Tops conference, they made a pretty big announcement. Mr. Bronny James is going to be featured in Topps Chrome McDonald's All American. It's a set. This is going to be his first autograph card. So I'm gonna go to the doc first. What are you thinking on this? Because obviously his dad got the whole exclusive with Upper Deck, which in reading the article, there was some people thinking that Bronny was gonna somehow or another, Bronny was gonna end up with Upper Deck. Somehow this kid is already gonna be starter 10-time All-Star in the NBA. I guess we'll see. But besides that, what are you thinking on this? Do you think this is gonna be something that takes off, or is just Bronny's kind of like gonna kind of fizzle out as far as collectability and all that stuff?
All right, so when I look at it, when I look at the now, it's perfect for Cam. It's perfect for the hobby. It's we turned up, we talking about it. Like, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like that's good. That's good for everyone. Cause like, if you hunt for that card, especially for me, I'm a McDonald's All American fan when it comes to cards. I have them E tops. I don't know if y'all
Mhm.
remember E
Yep.
tops. Yeah, I got Shaq's, Magic Johnson's, a lot of few players. I think I got like 4 or 5 of them. But for me, I always been a fan of the McDonald cards personally. But for this, I ain't gonna lie, I can't be nothing but a fan of it. And for Bronny, it's a good look for him right now. I don't know what he may pan out to be. Not saying he's gonna be his dad or something like that.
Right.
But I will say this: it's up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's up right now. And like I said, I feel good about it. Whoever catch that car, ain't no telling how much he might go for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna be interested to see what when somebody first pulls that, because I don't know if it's how many there's gonna be, but just the fact that another thing too now is like, dude, it's I mean the whole with the NIL, the name, image, likeness thing, man. You got high school kids, like
Yeah.
it's all out in the open now, man. There's no more of that undercover stuff. You got high school kids selling cars, you got them selling all kinds of stuff, man. There's kids here in the local town that got deals. I'm like, geez, this is crazy, man. I'm like, man, but Oz, what are you thinking on that?
Bro, it's the hobby is all about narratives and it's all about hype.
Mhm.
So there ain't no more hype than Bronny James when you know what I mean? Like this dude's been I swear he's been in high school for like 17 years already. It feels like we've been waiting for homeboy to
Yeah.
come through.
He feels like
And
that kid, that Mikey Williams kid.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and LeBron's just patiently waiting biding his time to hopefully play with his son, which I think is pretty dope. Now I'm trying to think. Let me ask you guys because I can't come to mind. I know there's been players in the NBA that have had sons, but has there been anybody like a superstar? I know Michael Jordan had his sons that didn't pan out. Maybe Glenn Robinson had his son, but never. I don't remember a son ever surpassing like an NBA All Stars like fame. I can't.
Yeah, just Kobe.
Yeah, you know what?
Just
You're right.
Kobe. But I mean, like, as far as, yeah, or I should say, like, where the dad was crazy, crazy good, and then the
Yeah,
son passed, because Kobe is obviously a better player than his father was. Maybe somebody can let us know, that we're missing some, but I don't remember somebody off the top of my head that the dad, like, say LeBron, you know, one of the top 3 players of all time, for Bronny to then pass him. That's a tall task. I
yeah.
don't.
That ain't never. That's gonna be one of those. Bronny got to have thick skin because he's always gonna
Yeah,
be compared to his father, no matter what. No
Yeah.
matter how much you try to get away from it, that's always gonna be a comparison there. And if he could be half of LeBron, he's still gonna be a great player. But how much is that gonna weigh in on his psyche as a basketball player? To try to carry that torch.
yeah,
You know what's crazy? I had this conversation years ago, and we was talking about that. I think I was around a couple friends. We was like, "Yo, who's better than their dad?" Like, if their dad was great, I mean, yeah, definitely Jordan. But like, if your dad was great,
Hmm.
is there anyone that kind of surpassed their dad? You know, I really thought about that, and I was like, yeah, I couldn't figure nobody out at that time.
Mm,
Yeah, I can't think of anybody in baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. comes to mind. I
yeah.
think he was. I didn't see his pops play, but yes, I think Junior has more accolades than his father. I could be wrong, but that's just somebody who I remember seeing. But yeah, but in the NBA, I can't think of anybody, and it's tough, man. I mean, we'll see. Like you said, that's a big thing. He's gonna have to have thick skin, but I'm interested to see what happens with that card. I mean, like I said, I think the first one's gonna be crazy money. I'm not sure how many are gonna be out there. And I mean, what's kind of stinks is all the other kids in the game are probably like, "Yo, what about me, man?"
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
there's a I've been interested in. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, I bought his rookie card recently.
okay.
Wambe.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's he has that kids Sports Illustrated.
Hmm.
Decided to grab that and like, yo, I want to get it graded or whatnot. I think he's gonna be nice. I don't know what he's gonna pan out to be, but that dude look like he's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
There's a
The
lot of
boy
hype
got
around him.
he got handles. He could shoot, take it to
Hmm.
the hole, big as hell. I mean, yeah, he got all the intangibles, everything you need. He
Yeah,
needs to put some weight on,
But
yeah.
but
We'll
we can
see.
say the same thing about Kevin Durant. He was all right.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant's just a different animal, man. But we'll see. But as all right, brother. Oh, before we get to the last question, Doc, let everybody know where they can find you, your content, when you're on. I know you sometimes you have some live stuff. Just what do you got coming up?
just far as with me, Instagram, catch me there. Facebook, catch me there. Everything is Dr. Collectible. Also Twitter, Collectibles. I'm trying to fight for that Dr. Collectibles, but I'm gonna get it though. But that as well. TikTok, on TikTok, YouTube, doing the shorts, putting a lot of content out on there. TikTok is definitely rolling in too as well. So I'm definitely everywhere. You can catch me on there. And as well, rebuilding my website. I was able to sell a lot of merch this year, which is pretty cool. Sold out on merch and looking to rebuild the website. It's under construction right now, but I'm gonna get that back on as well.
Gotcha. So when I look at you as a whole, I'm like I see the future of the hobby. It's like I said, it's changing little by little the landscape of the whole thing, and I think what you got going on in the long run might be the norm. I mean, as opposed to just sitting in some dark little room where they sell cards and it's not, it's all dingy and stuff. I think that's going to start going by the wayside, and things are just going to kind of pick up a little bit for the hobby in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, something to say with that too. I'm gonna make it real quick. You you hit a point, and when I mean by you hit a point, I sat back for a whole year. I don't tell too many people this, but I sat back for a whole year and checked out the landscape before I had a logo. I wanted to see how the hobby moved, things of that nature. I'm like, okay, when I got my logo ready, when I got my identity, I said, yep, I'm finna go. I'm finna start putting out content. But like I said, I watched people. I looked at different content, seeing like how people react in the hobby in general. With me, I never made content in the hobby at all. So, and that was like 3 years ago. So like now it's like, okay, so I see what you're saying. It is moving forward to that direction. Like you
Mhm.
got, man, like you say, PSA Poppy, like people moving in the hobby and getting it fun and getting it interested. It's already interesting, but it
Mhm.
ain't numbers and sales.
Right.
Oh,
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. There's more to it than just that. So
yeah.
So,
onward and upward, bro.
yeah, yeah. You just, with the hobby, it's just like you got to have a vision, and that's what you had. You had your vision, and you just waited, you bided your time, but then you got your brand together, you got everything going. Speaking of which, if somebody wants to get that dope hat and that nice shirt, where do they got to go again?
Oh yeah, .collectible.com, which I'm working on the website, which is under construction, and that can get it there. Been working on the Shopify as well. So right now, actually, with two of my distributors or whatnot, I've been talking to them about getting a whole bunch of stuff. I noticed that people like the black hats a lot,
Yeah.
back in Gene, and they nice too. I'm gonna get a lot in, but I'm definitely getting a lot more of the black hats. And
Oh,
like,
that's dope. Oh,
That's
okay,
dope.
nice. Got the little side logos there. Nice.
yeah, so it's like I said, it's pretty cool. Like I wanted to make my brand fun. I wanted to make to where people want to wear it and look cool, or whether if it was like I just I'm gonna say this. When I think about myself, it definitely is about the hobby because that's what I'm all about and love. But it's like, yeah, it's clothing too. It's also doing partnerships. I did a sponsorship recently with my first athlete, which is pretty cool. Dan Williams the third played for the XFL. Check him out.
Hmm.
I'm doing partnerships. It's like, it's definitely about the hype, but it's like, okay, this is a brand, you know.
Yeah. I love that.
Nice.
So piggybacking off of that, let's talk about what the future holds for Dr. Collectible. So what are you looking to accomplish with your collection and your brand for the rest of 2023 and beyond, man?
So for me and my brand, I'm look at it like this. I'm definitely trying to make it to where this is how I make a living, completely out the way. And what I say is that how I'm working on this is that I'm trying to make money without having to sell a car, and that's
Like,
by partnerships. Is that that's doing sponsorship deals. Is that's finding ways like the hobby is fun. Like, it's ways than more than just selling cars. And like I said, you can keep your PC. And I'm all about selling cars too, all day. But there's more than just that. It's ways of being able to make a living. I talked to a guy recently. He went to 40 shows last year, and that's all he did. Sell. I mean, but at the same time, he able to live life. He's able to do what he enjoy. He does it by making a living from it, traveling. That might be another love of his. So
Mhm.
the hobby can bring so much. And like I say, for me, that's what I want to do for myself. I want to enjoy the hobby every day. I put out content and I'm doing work and making a living from it and being able to, enjoy what I do on an everyday basis. I think that's the best part and cool part about Dr. Collectible and how I want to try to move forward with myself.
Nice. Very well said, bro. You
Mhm.
got you're I think you're a little younger than us, man, but you seem like you got things figured out, man. So yeah, we can appreciate that, man. And we wish you nothing but success going forward. And hopefully one day when you blow up, I'm like, yo, remember we had the doc on the show?
the doc already blew up, bro. What you talking about?
When he blows up like just boom, like
You
where he got
talking
the
about going
gold where he's
going
wearing the
nuclear.
gold jacket, when he's wearing the gold jacket.
I love it. I love it. I love the whole brand. Now, Doc, let's end this like we always do, and it's just we love to have our guests give advice to people that are either coming into the hobby brand new and don't really have a direction, or people that have been here a while and might be lost in the sauce and trying to figure out what they want to do. So, what advice would you give to somebody in order to be successful?
I would give the best advice be you, but also follow. First off, I recently talked about this, but I look at the rules of the hobby for me. First thing is you know creating networking, creating relationships. You want to create them relationships. You want to do that because when you do that, friends, you get other connections. You building your web of network. You have to show your face in the hobby. You don't have to, but if you're definitely trying to get out here and definitely be successful, whether if it's selling cars, I mean, you got to learn how to negotiate. You got to know this. Like, you don't want to go in here as like, a chicken with his head cut off. So for that, that's my first thing. The other thing is this: collect what you love. You want to do that because at the end of the day, don't worry about the sales. Don't treat cars like the stock market. That's something that I heard Ken Golden say. As far as like, You don't want to like treat it like that. And the thing is this: have fun what you collect, because if it doesn't sell or it doesn't sell for the price you want, or you stuck with that card, that's what you love. That's why I stick to code. If I sell, I sell, but if I don't, I don't. It's my collection. It's what I love. And the other thing is I heard what Prism guy said. Forget the comps, and it's not a bad thing. I don't mind comps, but my thing is this: if I have a card and someone sells it for like $20,000, and it's a $50,000 card, me and this other person got it same grade and everything, and they sell it for 20,000. My thing is this: we don't know what they've been going through or why they decide to sell for that low. They maybe knew a friend. We don't know, but now it became public. I shouldn't have to sell my car at that same price. Why? Because that person sold it for that price. That doesn't make sense to me. But I get comps when it comes to a large variety of cars, but not like one of ones and things of that nature, like or small pop cards. When it
Yeah.
comes to this, my thing is this: if I got a car, me and this other person in the world has it, and I want to sell for 50,000, I have every right to sell 50,000. It's my car. Other than that, wait on the next person to do it, or once again, collect what you love. You won't have to worry about it. So
Yeah.
that's the telling people in the hobby that's getting to it or that's into it. Find your way.
That's it. That's it. And I like that because especially like you said with rare cards, because those don't come up very often. And somebody could be going through some trouble. They need the money. So they're willing, what do they call a motivated seller to go ahead and get that money ASAP. They know they need it, so they'll sell it for whatever. And they might be just trying to get out of the card game, period. Now the people that are still left in the game that have that other card that might be a pop two, now everybody, the sharks are in the water, the blood's in the water. They're like, oh, now I can get this joint that was selling for 50. I can get it for 25. And it's like, nah.
Nope.
Because, that card is always going to be as much as that person is willing to pay for it. So if you love that card and you're not willing to come up off of it, there's no nothing wrong with that. So I could appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at that, man. I hadn't really thought of it like that, man. But yeah, it's like, we don't know what's going on. That guy could have had a hole in the roof or something, all kinds of stuff. So I like that. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I mean,
reprice my
if
cards right now.
yeah, if it's a card that everybody has, everybody and their mom's high pop counts, you know what I mean? And there's 50 of them selling a day, you can't be like, "Wow, I know there was 50 that sold for that, but Imma keep mine," then they'd be like
Yeah,
laughing at you. But like you said, rare cards, pop 2s, less than pop 10, you know what I mean? And yeah, you can make that whatever you want, man. And then if you love it, I'm more than happy to keep this. You know what I mean? I love Kobe. So either way, I'm good.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Collect what you love, man. Yo, bro. Dr. Collectible, like I said, in the building. We appreciate you coming on board. This was fun. This was great. Very informative, man. And like, dude, there's a lot of people that come in on our show, and then I see you, and I just see like your tip, scratching the tip of the iceberg, bro. This thing's about to blow up. I see your brand is going to the next level, and that's not just me talking, blah blah blah. This is for real, for real. I feel that. I like your vibe. I see what you're doing. And I like the fact that you're trying to do it without selling cards, just going and seeing the different avenues that the hobby can offer and then trying to capitalize on all that. I think that's super dope, man.
Nah, man, appreciate it. It's a different mindset for me. Like, get it's hard giving away cards sometimes, especially what you love. So I was like, man, I want to really keep my PC. I don't want to keep having to sell my PC all the time. It's like, let me try to find another avenue to way to make money in the hobby and buy what I still love.
Yeah. And you know what? Tony knows. Like whatever I collect, I'm collecting it because I had an interest in that particular card or that particular piece of memorabilia or that toy or that video game. So it's like I want that for my collection. I bought it for a reason. So if I were to set up a show, I don't have show inventory that okay separate from what my PC is. My PC is my PC. That's what I would be selling. So every time I go to a show and I set up, I feel like I'm losing pieces of me. I'm like, man, I bought that for a reason, and now it's gone, and I probably might never get that back. So it's a hurt piece. So
Yeah,
I think that's amazing that you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep my PC, and I'm gonna figure out a way to still be in the hobby, still collect what I love, but still make money and go full time in this. I think that's super super dope, bro.
Nah, definitely, man, definitely. I definitely didn't let some cars go the way, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. But also, capitalize from it and learn how to embrace them situations and put your money where your mouth is and make things happen for yourself. So, nah, I agree, man. It's hard giving away, man. Definitely been hard giving away cards.
But I'm gonna give a shout out to Pops though for steering you in the right direction. You know what I mean? Giving you that little motivation back in the day, the whole cleaning part, and you took that and you ran with it, and so that's cool, man. But I think Tony, you have anything else you want to say, bro?
Nah, man. Again, just thanks for joining us. Like I said, man, good luck going forward. It's gonna be fun watching you, watching your hobby journey, man, for
Yeah,
sure.
and make sure, like we said, the Friday night at the National, we're gonna have that trade night. So we gotta make sure we're looking for Dr. Collectible in the building. We're gonna have some mics. We're gonna have some music. So either you gonna be on the mic or you gonna be dancing, doing one or
Hey,
the other.
it sounds like a party to me. I definitely want to go to
Oh, it's
Nassau.
gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, brother. So we're gonna end this like we always do, and that's keep focused,
Hmm?
keep positive, and keep collecting.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
yo, Tone, bring the beat back.